space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilization, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hi and welcome back. Right, so this episode I'm basically going to pretty much finish getting the nacelles and onto the pylons. So these buzzards need to be secured into this trench. You can see here where I've ground down inside to make it smoother for the buzzard to rotate. Got all these wires before I'd secure them to solder together all the grounds and a common ground coming out. Gonna fix in another nav lights and strobe lights on the nacelles. I know they weren't in the original, but I want them, so I'm putting them in. Once it's all sealed up, once all that's in, we'll get it sealed up. Then there's loads of little pieces to fit across in here, down here, across here. Painting to do. Obviously it'll need the seams redoing, so it'll need a touch up of all the paint. Then once both nacelles are done, I'm going to connect them to the pylons. The pylons get windows, but these will be blacked out. I can find no reference of the windows in the nacelle pylons ever being lit. I've found no evidence of the Revell 600, the pylons sagging, but I know it's a big problem on the AMT 650 and other Star Trek kits, so I'm off to put some in my copper tubing again, same as I did with the neck, running inside the pylons, 2 pieces in each. It'll help add some rigidity, plus it'll give me plenty of room for the wires to come through. Because this actually sits inside the hull, I'll be able to cut somewhere around there a hole for all the wires to come back out of to feed into the rest of the body and all connect up. So quite a lot to do. Quite a lot of it is already done as well. But once these last couple of LEDs are in both nacelles and these are all sealed up, that's all the electronics are actually inside the model. So this should be quite a nice episode once it's all done. So I'm going to start by getting these soldered and fixed into place, and we'll take it from there. Right, so I've now got all the electronics in the nacelle. This is the starboard right hand side, so got the green nav light, the collision light, LED ready to light the back of the dome, piece of strip LED for the warp grills, micro motor, and 5 more LEDs for the buzzards to give the lighting effect. this is now, apart from I just need to stick some cotton wool in to diffuse the light from them LEDs to the warp grills, and this is ready to seal up. So before I seal it up, I'm going to get the port nacelle done the same way. So next time you see this, they'll both be sealed. Okay, so I've got both nacelles sealed up now. So my next job is I'm going to get these grills masked over because I don't want to get anything on them. Mask over the front domes, the buzzards, and then it's seam work, so all the same to do, where most of it's pretty good, but right up here there's a little bit of a gap. Annoyingly, the underside that you won't really see is actually a lot better. So that's my next job. So we'll get it all puttied up using my perfect plastic putty, tried and tested. Love using this stuff. Get all the seam work done, and I will get back to you again. Right, so I've got all the putty work done now. All these seam lines are filled. Looks a mess at the moment, but that was to be expected. There was a really nasty part here. It was actually from the kit was misshaped. I've managed to sand it all and fill it all so it now matches. If I'd noticed before I'd started drilling holes in the piece, and I've actually contacted Revell and got them to replace this entire piece. It was that badly misshaped, but I don't think I've done bad at making it look how it should be. Obviously all masked up. I'm not fitting the end caps till almost the very end. I've got a nasty feeling with the electronics I've put in the saucer and then the motors etc. in these nacelles, the model could end up being a bit top heavy. So if it is, I can add a bit of weight to the back end before I put the end caps on. So my next stage is painting. So I've got obviously these LEDs to mask over still. Then it'll be base coat right over everything, plus all these pieces. Most all these, apart from this one piece, fit on the nacelles. All these bits here. So I'm going to get it all painted up in the base coat, and then in fact I'm going to have to get it all painted up full stop and then get back to you. Right, so as you probably gathered by me having made 2 more videos in between, this wasn't actually ready to paint. So another 3 times over with putty and sanding. Started with 100 grit, then 400 grit, and finished with 1000 grit. I've finally got the seams where I'm happy with them. So finally, I am now going to be starting to paint. So I'll get the base coat down because it's all reprimed, basically stripped all the paint off them. I've reprimed them so I can see that I'm happy with the seam lines now. So now I'm going to get the base coat down and everything, and then we'll get back to you. Right, so I've got my base coat over everything now, all sorted, looking a lot better. So next step I need to do is get the light grey in places, around here in front of the buzzards, parts of these fins that go on the back of the nacelles, this piece that fits above the warp grills, and I think that's all that's got to go, the light grey. So I'll get them painted up, start sticking some stuff down and get this masking tape off, and we can have a look at what the nacelles are looking like. Okay, so I've now got all my grey painted, lots of masks all over. I used Tamiya XF66 light grey for this. As you can see, I've already removed it on the nacelle pylon, but masking tape to remove all over the nacelles. Loads of these pieces are masked up, but it comes off very, very easy. And leaves nice crisp lines. So I'm going to get all this masking tape pulled off and get all these little pieces into place so we can have a look at it. Right, so pretty much all the painting is done on the nacelles now and all put together. So we have our fins on the back, piece over the grills on the water nacelles. If you look at the studio model, it is painted that way. Parts on the back, parts underneath. Do need to do a bit of touching up. Need to do some putty work just in there. But on the whole, I'm very happy with how these have come together. Right, I'm in danger of going into a really long video if we start adding to the pylons as well. So I think for this episode, I'm going to wrap it up. I don't need to do it. I'll just do them little touch-ups in my own time. But we're going to wrap it up with the nacelles put together, all the painting done on them. And next time we'll get to putting it on through the pylons, because there's wires to solder, brass tubes to do, windows to fit. Look, there's a lot of work to do on the pylon, going through the pylons. So, for now, thank you for watching. Keep trekking and keep modelling. Thank you. Bye-bye.